take inspiration from the 30-year sibling for the aesthetics of the signature shoe. And while they do that a little bit with this model, it isn't anywhere near as obvious, which I think sets the shoe apart from its predecessors. Drawing comparisons to past models, the Air Jordan 34 is a lot lighter than you'd expect. Jordan Brand has thrown around the 13-ounce number and was quoted as saying the model was the lightest signature shoe the brand has ever made, but you really don't see how much of a difference that is until you actually get the shoe in your hand. As you probably saw, Zion will be wearing the 34 on court this season, so Jordan Brand has their hands full when it comes to durability, in my opinion. I only weigh around 185 pounds, so I don't worry that I'm going to trash these, but if you're playing consistently and pushing that 225 and up world, you might need to pay a bit more attention, but I'm not terribly concerned in total. Jordan has said that the 34 is, and I quote, an exercise in reductive design, which can be taken two ways depending on who you are. One is that Jordan Brand has been doing too much with the previous models, and the 34 offers up the opportunity to strip away some of the excess that comes along with presenting your brand as premium. Or on the other side of the spectrum, you have the performance focus that looks to build a sleeker, more streamlined product that focuses less on the perception of luxury and more on the performance, which at the end of the day is what really matters. Ever since the Air Jordan 29, Jordan Brand has been at the top of the list when it comes to basketball tech. Aside from the, Adapt BB with the self-lacing, nothing has really touched the inventiveness of the Jordan 29 and 28. In fact, it is the shoe that I still wear to play ball in because of the materials on the upper and the tech in the midsole. For the 34, we're seeing the evolution of the flight plate with the Eclipse plate. It's a two-piece system that allows the zoom unit in the forefoot and in the heel to react in a way that we haven't seen before. In fact, we can even see the zoom unit through the plate, which looks a little weird. The new design was created to produce a smoother transition from the midfoot to the forefoot, which from walking around in the shoes, you can feel almost instantly. The zoom unit in the forefoot is actually firm enough to provide some resistance to your foot strike, but it's also responsive enough to give you a bit of bounce when you need it. As a smaller player, the impact protection of the heel unit really doesn't provide as much for me. I don't have that requirement, but the forefoot zoom being unlocked and between that P-backs plate, it allows for a lot of different players to rock these and get what they need out of it. In many ways, what Jordan Brand is doing with the Jordan 34 is a bit of a risk for the brand. The Jordan signature shoe is the top of the line, and it's supposed to represent everything Jordan Brand is about. By taking away materials and opening up the midsole, they are showing us that they are willing to step outside of the norm and put a focus on performance. Take the Cove. That really defines how we look at the Eclipse plate. So yes, it looks good, but it also reduces weight. And you know, P-backs, which is essentially a thermoplastic elastomer, it's lightweight, but it's also adjustable, meaning Jordan Brand can control the flexibility of the two pieces to create what they feel is the perfect rigidity. Having the early success with the Air Jordan 28 and the 29 and beyond, Jordan has had plenty of time to really fine-tune that flexibility, and from what I can tell, they got it right. On one hand, the Air Jordan 34 loses some of the complicated design elements we've seen in the past, but in the same breath, we get a slimmer, more defined sneaker that focuses its energy on one thing and one thing only: basketball. It is, in a sense, a throwback to when basketball shoes were just that, basketball shoes. And the off-court part of the equation, that came later when people watched players perform and wanted a piece of the life through their sneakers. This, I think, is Jordan Brand getting back in touch with that basketball feeling. Let me know what you guys think of this shoe. I'm Jacques Slade, and I'll see you guys soon.